What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video we're talking SA Rugby finally getting some direction as to when we can start our provincial Currie Cup tournament. So far we're looking at early to mid September where the boys can officially start a tournament, which is going to be a Currie Cup like tournament, including obviously our Super Rugby teams, the Bulls, Lions, Sharks and Stormers, with the added Cheetahs and Southern Kings from the Pro 14, and then we include our usual guys, the Griquas, who are a competitive bunch who you can never write off, and then the Pumas as well. Obviously, South African version Pumas, not the Argentine version. So this is going to be quite an exciting tournament. Finally, we're getting some direction and layout as to when we could get a tournament, hopefully mid-September. So South Africa CEO Jurie Roux has stated that we are in the mix and government has given permission. The boys started training about 2 weeks ago, where it was obviously your cardio and all that type of training, running around, doing your normal fitness thing within social distancing ruling, of course. Physical contact will obviously be implemented soon so that they can get prepared for the physicality of the sport. I mean, there's no point starting a tournament right away when these guys haven't tackled someone in the past 5 months. So it's definitely important that these guys get enough time and preparation in place before we get a tournament starting. Otherwise, you're going to ask for an absolute nightmare. But the most important thing as of now is that South African rugby has got the green light to start a provincial tournament. We still don't have any form of green light to play international rugby as of yet, but obviously with World Rugby announcing the Rugby Championship taking place only in November and December, that's definitely, in my eyes, more than enough time for us before we get kick-started with that tournament. So it's looking a lot better than it was. As for rustiness and whether we'll be ready enough for the Rugby Championship, me personally, if we're starting mid to early September, I think that's more than enough time for these guys to get into training. Obviously, Super Rugby Aotearoa has started long before, but it's also going to be finishing. Then the guys will get into the Mitre 10 Cup, and not forgetting that the All Black teams players will be held back a little bit so that they can prepare for the Bledisloe Cup as well as the Rugby Championship. So to me, it's not really much of favoritism, or not favoritism, much of who's got more advantage of this tournament. Obviously, New Zealand will have a lot more experience in this past 5 months because they started earlier. Fitness levels and their technicality and toughness will definitely be ahead of South Africa. But that's not saying that we won't be ready. We've got more than enough time. September, October, November. I mean, we've got enough time to get this tournament up and ready, or to get these guys fit and ready for an exciting South African rugby tournament, followed by the Rugby Championship. So for me, we should be ready. The guys have been physically training, cardio and all that jazz already. So for me, I think we will be spot on going forward. Obviously, government has said that there are obviously restrictions in place. If I quote from the press release from Jurie Roux, since the start of the pandemic, we have been working hard and ensuring we get back on the field, and we've kept government informed on the plans throughout the process. We are grateful for the opportunity to move to the next phase of our return to play plans, and will provide the Department of Sport with the necessary info required, such as venues for matches, to ensure smooth transition to competitive rugby. Having said that, he said our 8 franchise teams, as I mentioned, that returned to training field recently still need a few more weeks of preparation before they are ready for matches. And from SA Rugby side, we will assist them at whatever when it is necessary. He's also said at this stage we hope to have our first matches by early to mid-September, and our plans on structure of the planned competition will be announced in due course. But as I mentioned, it's looking like a Currie Cup like tournament where we will have those teams mentioned. I think it's going to be a cracking tournament. I think it's going to be exciting. The hype is good. The hype is real. People are wanting SA Rugby back. Yes, there's a lot of negativity with other news, but people need to focus forward on the provincial side of things and be grateful that rugby is back in South Africa, and I think it's gonna be awesome. We've seen fantastic hype for Super Rugby Aotearoa, where New Zealand have taken off with a bang. We've seen some entertainment from Australia with Super Rugby AU. So watching all that has been tough. And now we can fight. When I say tough, it's been great, but tough because I'm wanting SA. I want to see the Sharks. I want to see the boys. I want to see the rivalry. I want to see what we can do to show the improvement on South African rugby. Obviously, the curious thing has been for me to see how these guys adapt when they get back on the field. I mean, when we saw New Zealand rugby kick off, I mean, it was like they never stopped. Yes, we saw differences in the ruling and penalties, etc., some slight parts of rustiness, but these guys adapted well, and I'm hoping the same thing for South Africa. We need to adapt well. We need to get our strength ready. We need to be physically and mentally ready for this so that we are even more ready for the international time when South Africa take on New Zealand and Australia, as well as the Los Pumas. So lots to look forward to, some positive news, getting that green light, and hopefully we can move forward and see a cracking tournament. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. For today's video, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you real soon for another one. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.